Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. My pranams to Sadguru, my pranams to Adi Parashakti, my pranams to Guru Parampara, my pranams to Satsanga. Today we start so last session was the introduction for Tripura Rahasya. Today we start with the first chapter of the Gnanakanda. So quick recap. Tripura Rahasya is the discussion or the teaching given by Bhagavan Dattatreya to Parashurama, and then Parashurama gave the teaching to a person called Haritayana. Now Haritayana has received the teaching, the Atmagnana, from Parashurama because of his past life, where he chanted the Divine Mother's name, I. And then the Divine Mother has blessed him. In the next lifetime, he's got Parashurama as his Sadguru. But he's forgotten it because he is, after he received the teaching, now he's forgotten it. He is in Madurai, worshipping Meenakshi. Then Narada Maharshi visits him and requests him to give this teaching of Tripura Rahasya that he received from Parashurama, which came from Dattatreya, so that all the coming generations can benefit from it. But Haritayana says he doesn't know, he cannot recollect, he doesn't remember, he doesn't know, he's not able to recollect and reproduce it. So then Brahmaji blesses him and he's able to recollect. Now he starts. Okay, now he starts with what is Tripura Rahasya. He's teaching to Narada. So the Tripura Rahasya now is being given to Narada through Haritayana, and he's recording that so that people like us can benefit in the future. Brahma is totality, existence. Some very similar situations happen in the case of Buddha. When Siddhartha, under the Bodhi tree, after his enlightenment, self-realization, he sits silently. Okay, for many days he sits silently with no movement. There's no mind. There's just pure awareness, pure consciousness. There's no movement because the journey is complete. So the journey is from consciousness, from Shiva to Jiva, and then back to Shiva. or rather the Jiva recognizing that it is consciousness. So it happens, Buddha now is awakened, Siddhartha is awakened. Now that he's awakened, he's silent. There is no desire. He doesn't have any urge to even open his eyes. Because there's nothing that he seeks. All the seeking has come to an end. It's completely desireless. No more sadhana to be done. No more effort. He doesn't even seek now enlightenment. He's gone beyond all seeking. Even the seeking of enlightenment has disappeared. When he's in that silent state, it is told that Brahma comes to him and requests him, please start teaching. Because why should you start teaching? Because you have benefited. Now other will benefit from what you say. Buddha responds saying, how will they benefit? Because there's no way I can speak about what I have realized. And even if I, with difficulty, communicate something, there is no way somebody can understand it. So just beside Buddha, there's where he's sitting, there are some flowers. So Brahma points at the flowers and he tells, so you see some of the flowers, some have completely bloomed. And those completely bloomed flowers are like you are fully awakened now. There are some flowers which are still in a very rudimentary stage. They're still buds. They have a long way to go. But in between them, there are some flowers who are just waiting to blossom. They just need some sunlight and then they'll open up. And you can be that sunlight. You can be that light. With the light of wisdom, they will open up. Now, the moment we hear this, we think, oh, Brahma, some celestial being has come. It is actually the deep inner calling of existence itself. The deepest part of existence requests to the enlightened master to teach. Okay? Somebody who has the capability should not go silent. So the existence requests, please, so that many more flowers can bloom. Same thing happened in the case of Haritaya. Brahmaji is the existence, the totality, seeks this teaching of Tripura Rahasya. It should not go missing. Even though Brahma, the existence has have this seeking, we have lost one part of it, which is the Charya Kanda. So it has 3 kandas, like I told you last time. Upasana Kanda, Gnana Kanda, and Charya Kanda. Charya Kanda is lost. Luckily, we have not lost Upasana Kanda and Gnana Kanda. Charya Kanda is still, there is an inference possible. There is no inference possible for Gnana and Upasana. It has to be a teaching, a direct teaching. So we are blessed that we have both the Gnana Kanda and Charya Kanda. Now, Haritayana starts the Gnana Kanda. Gnana Kanda is, he is giving the teaching of Atmagnana that Bhagavan Dattatreya gave to Parashurama and that he received from Parashurama. So this is the lineage. He goes on to, he starts, the Tripura Rahasya starts with Om Namaha. First, it establishes the glory of Om, the primordial sound. And then it goes on to say about the glory of what he's about to say. So that nobody can, so that people are clear as to what they are listening to. They are listening to something, that which is the highest spiritual teaching. Okay? There is nothing beyond Tripura Rahasya. And the highest spiritual teaching, what is the uniqueness about this? It is given in the simplest form. He goes on to say that if anybody doesn't, after listening to Tripura Rahasya, does not understand it, that means that person is really a fool. He's very immature. He's a fool. Because it's so simple, so straightforward, so direct, easily digestible that anybody who listens to it will become instantaneously free. Okay, that is the glory of Tripura Rahasya that he says. And he goes on to say that the Tripura Rahasya, why is it so great? That is because the entire Tripura Rahasya is the glory of the Divine Mother, Tripura Devi, who is the reality of all the three states, three puras: waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Okay. So he also goes on to say, what am I saying here? Is it something different from what is there in the other texts? What is there in the Vedas? What is there in the Vaishnava tradition? What is there in the Shaiva tradition? What is there in the Tantric tradition? No. He says this is the essence of all the traditions that exist. It is not different from any of these traditions, or it is not lesser than any of these traditions. It is the core and the essence of all these traditions. And this is the glory of Tripura Rahasya. Okay, so this is what I had covered in the last session. I just wanted to do a quick recap. So today we go into the first chapter. What does Haritayana talk about? How does the Tripura Rahasya start? So the Tripura Rahasya, similar to the Vedas have khandas, parts. Karma Kanda, which is the first part. Upasana Kanda, which is the second part. Gnana Kanda, which is called the last part of the Veda. It's called Vedanta, the end portion of Vedanta. And the Upanishads make up the last portion of the Vedas. They're called Gnana Kanda. They're about realizing Parabrahman. Karma Kanda is about various karma. It's about karma, performing various rituals for some result, some expected result. Upasana Kanda is the process of aligning with the higher forces. And then there is Gnana Kanda, which is talking about that which is beyond all of that. Similarly, in the Tripura Rahasya, Upasana Kanda is first about Upasana of Tripura Devi. And the Upasana is taught as Srividya. Okay. And that the entire Upasana Kanda is about how to worship, how to do Upasana. And the Upasana is of two types: Bahya Upasana, outer, and Antar Upasana, inner. So how to worship the mother on the outside and how to worship inside. And if you do so in a certain way, certain steps, what are the benefits you will get and what are the possibilities. And then the journey is from there to Gnana. Why is this given? See, the reality is Parabrahman. Parabrahman is beyond. It's called Parabrahman, or in this case, Adi Parashakti, Paramatma. The only thing that can take you there or can help you realize Parabrahman is Gnana. Okay, so Parabrahman, the only way is Gnana. That is the only way. Gnanagni Dagda Karmani. But for Gnana, like just the way the prerequisite for Parabrahman is Gnana, the prerequisite for Gnana is Upasana. And this is what Parashurama comes to learn. So what happens is, Parashurama, Haritayana starts saying, how is it so? Why is this Upasana required? Why can't we directly jump to Gnana? Haritayana starts off with the story of Parashurama. Parashurama is born, his father is killed by a king, evil ruler. And then in rage, to take revenge, he kills the one who murdered his father. And then he goes on a killing spree. 21 times he goes around the earth, killing all the Kshatriyas. Finally, he comes to Rama. Rama is the one that is left, and he comes to kill Rama, and he gets defeated by Rama, because Rama is also an avatar. Parashurama is the avatar of Vishnu. Rama is also avatar of Vishnu. Rama defeats Parashurama, and after Parashurama's defeat, he becomes completely depressed, distorted. That it just hits him what he has done, and he is not able to handle the defeat. His mind is completely disturbed. Okay. Now this is happening to Parashurama, who is an avatar. The avatar himself is in such a mental condition, mental wreck. When he's such a mental wreck, and it's not something new. It is a very similar situation that earlier Rama also was. Rama, after Sri Ramachandra, after Gurukula, he's sent outside. The prince is sent as an ordinary person to travel to all the Tirtha Kshetra, look at all the people, understand their problems, to have a immersive learning. Okay, to meet what we call in our corporate terminology, do user research. Okay, he goes to understand his praja, because that's only then he can be a better king. When he goes to do user research, all the problems of all the people, they enter him. He becomes depressed. He comes back to his guru Vasishtha Rishi, and he tells, I am completely hopeless now. I have seen so much suffering that I don't see any hope. What is the point in this life? People have diseases, people have troubles, money, death, all sorts of problems. What kind of a life is this? He's almost on the verge of going mad. He's completely disturbed, and he's very young. At a young age, he's exposed to all of this. Then Vasishtha Rishi gives him the teaching of Atmagnana in the form of Yoga Vasishtha. So the same situation. There's an avatar, becomes disturbed because of exposure to the world. Does the story sound similar? It's not only a story of us mortals. Okay, it happens to avatars also. Same thing happened to Buddha. Fortunately for Buddha, he is very smart enough. He understood by seeing 3 scenes. He didn't have to travel he didn't have to do much user research. Somebody else had done the user research, placed in front of him. He understood. Smart guy. Okay. Conclusion: you have to find some way out of suffering. Sri Rama and because there are earlier avatars, right? So Sri Rama and Parashurama need more in-depth exposure. Parashurama, poor guy, had to kill so many people. Only after killing, of course, that has its own cosmic impact that's required at that point of time. But now the time has come for both Rama and Parashurama. First Rama to get Atmagnana. And the Atmagnana is given by Vasishtha Rishi, his guru. And then Rama listens to Yoga Vasishtha. He asks a lot of questions. That's another text called Yoga Vasishtha. He asks a lot of questions. Vasishtha Rishi explains to him and teaches him Atmagnana. Okay. Now the same situation has come to Parashurama. Parashurama is depressed. He has to get Atmagnana. He doesn't know there is something called Atmagnana. He finds a person called Samavarta. In his wandering, he finds a person called Samavarta. He sees that this person is peaceful. He's immediately able to recognize, because his entire being is seeking what? He's seeking peace, Shanti. All he wants right now is Shanti. Thoda Shanti de do. That's all that he wants. There's nothing else that he seeks. I just want to be peaceful. He has no notion that I want mukti, atmagnana, something else, something else. Just simple thing, peace I want. So he sees a person who is peaceful, and in the presence of that person, he feels really peaceful, and he asks him, please teach me. Samavarta teaches him Atmagnana, but Parashurama is not able to understand it because he's boiling. Okay, he's still not able to come out of that disturbance. Then Samavarta says, okay, you need to go to this other person called Dattatreya. You will find him in this place. You go there. So Parashurama goes there. He finds Bhagavan Dattatreya. Bhagavan Dattatreya tells him, Parashurama tells him, this person taught me something, but I didn't understand it. And he sent me to you. Dattatreya says, okay, now he has understood where Parashurama is and what he needs. First, he prescribes to Parashurama that you need to do Upasana. What kind of Upasana? Srividya Upasana. And he teaches him the methodology, how to do Srividya Upasana. It's a very a strict practice. You have to wake up at a certain time. You have to do certain practices, chants in a certain way. Okay, and it's a way of doing Upasana. So all this he teaches and asks him to go and do it. Then Parashurama goes for 12 years, he practices Srividya Upasana. So what is the Srividya Upasana? Before I jump into the Gnana part, let's see what he did in the Sri Chakra. Is there? What he did in the Srividya Upasana. Yeah, that's all. So this is Sri Chakra. Are you able to see it? So this is a two-dimensional image. You will also see a three-dimensional. So you will get in the stores a three-dimensional. You might have seen it in temples as well. So the Sri Chakra is at the bottom of the Sri Chakra is a tortoise. Tortoise is holding the whole structure. The tortoise is Vishnu as Kurma Avatar. The Kurma Avatar is holding the Sri Chakra. And what is the Sri Chakras? The Chakra has many levels. Has anybody seen this? The Sri Chakra has many levels. Those levels represent the 14 lokas. 7 lokas above, 7 lokas below. Bhuloka, Purloka, Suvarloka, Maharloka, Janarloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. Okay, 7 lokas and 7 lower level lokas, Atala, Tala, Sutala, Rasatala, Jalatala, Patala. So what are those stages? Those stages represents 14 lokas. Why the 14 lokas? It is like when you go to an amusement park, right? They put a map. And in the map, they'll tell, you are here. Have you seen that? You are here. So that you are here becomes a reference point to navigate. So this 14 lokas, you have to decide where you are. First, you have to see where you are. So the Guru tells where you are. That is the significance of the Sadguru. Not only giving you the highest goal, and the topmost part of the Sri Chakra is called, there's a point, it's called Bindu. That Bindu represents the beyond, Adi Parashakti or Parabrahma. Okay. Now each layer is made up of 2 triangles. So there's one triangle pointing down and one triangle pointing up. So 2 triangles. So later you can look at the image in the internet. The 2 triangles, and there are many triangles, and they zoom out and they become Bindu. Why 2 triangles? How many points are there in a triangle? There are 3 points. Okay. There are 3 points that make a triangle. three vertices. Now these three represent the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. Each of them is made up of sattva, rajas, tamas, sattva, rajas, tamas. But the bindu is beyond sattva, rajas, tamas. It doesn't have three. It's only one point. It is beyond the three gunas. And the triangle that is pointing downwards represents Shakti, matter. And the triangle that is pointing upwards represents Shiva, consciousness. Okay, so why I'm telling this is because this is the insight the masters, the teachers give when they teach the person Upasana. So this is the explanation. So the Sri is called Sri Yantra. It's called Meru Yantra. So Upasana needs three. Yantra, which is a device, an object, which signifies the subject. In this case, this object called Meru Yantra is representing the entire existence. What is the entire existence? 14 lokas. Waking state, dreaming state, deep sleep state. Then it's representing Shiva and Shakti. And it's representing Atmagnana as the Bindu. So it is a step-by-step process. It's showing as a physical form of the yantra, it's showing the totality. Now you can imagine the brilliance of the rishis who passed this on, right? Recently, I saw a news some people won the Nobel Prize. There were 3 scientists who won the Nobel Prize recently because they were able to prove that the universe is not real. The universe is not local and the universe is not real. How it is not real? They spoke in terms of quantum mechanics and quantum entanglement. So there's a precise way of explaining how the universe, what you see right now, you see a world right now, it is not at all here. Okay? Neither it is real. You can imagine the glory of the rishis who realized this thousands of years ago in their upasana and dhyana. Okay? This is the significance of these processes and practices and the Shakti that has been passed on from master to disciple. So the Sri Yantra is the Yantra. Then in Upasana, there's a mantra given. It's not just a Yantra. Now you need to access the higher consciousness. You need a mantra. The mantra opens you up, like how the Wi-Fi password opens you up to the whole world of internet. You can access anything. Okay. Similarly, the mantra opens you up to the consciousness, various levels of consciousness. And finally, there's a tantra given, which is the process of doing it. And the process involves the jiva in totality, body, mind, intellect, and witness. The body has to be in a certain way. The body has to be prepared. There's a strict prescription of food, attire, surrounding, everything. Okay, it's a process for the body, process for the mind, process for the intellect. This process is called tantra. So yantra, mantra, tantra. Together, all of this with the gnana of the guru is what is passed on as upasana. But the reality is, the guru itself is the upasana. Upasana means upa asana. Upa means higher. Asana means posture. The one who is already in upasana is the master in front of you. But in this case, Parashurama is not able to understand because he's already received it and he's not able to understand it. That's why Dattatreya prescribes him the Srividya Upasana. And with this, Parashurama diligently, because his master said, does Srividya Upasana for 12 years and then he comes back to him seeking Atmagna. Now he's understood. After the Upasana, Parashurama has understood there is something more. Still, I have now found peace. But the Upasana has prepared him for peace. I told you, Parabrahman, for Atmagna, the final realization, Gnana alone is the way. But for Gnana, the Upasana can become a preparatory practice. The Upasana will not lead to Atmagna. The Upasana prepares you so that now Parashurama is in a stage where he can receive the Atmagna, the direct teaching. Okay. And Upasana has its own benefits. Typically, Upasana is taught by a master in that tradition, especially Srividya Upasana. It's not, you cannot just learn it from anywhere, from book or the internet. For that matter, any subject. But Upasana is a very sacred, especially Srividya Upasana is a very sacred process of yantra, mantra, tantra, passed on by masters. Okay. Now, why this is spoken in the beginning is to emphasize the significance or the importance or the need of a master, disciple, a tradition, and a Guru Parampara and a Sadguru. Okay. The most important thing in spiritual journey is a Sadguru. It's a realized master. Only when you meet a Sadguru does your spiritual journey start. Until then, whatever journey you're on is not a spiritual journey, because it's whatever you're doing, you're only interpreting it from your own mind. The power of consciousness, the power of Brahman has not come into that yet. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say, whatever book you read before meeting a master, it is like eating food that somebody else has eaten. In Kannada, we call it Yanjiru. Right? It's like you're eating, somebody else has already put in the mouth, you're eating it. So whatever you try to study, practice, do, any sadhana, anything that you try to do, it always gets corrupted by your thinking process, thought process. That thought process always puts many layers. Okay. First of all, you do not understand what is mukti. There's no real knowing of consciousness. The mind only keeps recycling what it has heard, seen, infers. And what can be that? A set of just junk, noise. You keep recycling it. That is the significance of a realized master. A realized master is called, in the tradition, is called a guru, Sadguru. Now, in the last class, I told you about the beauty of Sanskrit. That in Sanskrit, there are many words which cannot be translated into any other language. Okay. One of those words is Sadguru or Guru. The word Sadguru or Guru, the word Guru, has no translation in Sanskrit. So people say, oh, how is that possible? Guru is teacher. No, Guru does not mean teacher. Sadguru does not mean teacher. The closest word that I would accept for Sadguru or a real Guru is enlightened master. Okay? Or a realized master. Or to be more specific, a living realized master. There are many realized masters who are no longer there. There's Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, there's Buddha, there is Ramana Maharshi, All realized masters, no longer there. Are they your Sadguru? Can a dead person be a Sadguru? You say yes, because Guru is not the body. By logic of Vedanta, Guru is not the body. So that means I can have Ramakrishna Paramahamsa as my Guru, Buddha as my Guru. The problem here it becomes a one-way relationship. You ask questions, but there's nobody to answer. Okay, there is a inference, there is an insight, inspiration, all that happens. But the most important thing, which is the catalyst for the awakening of wisdom in you, which is the direct piercing of the master through his words, his or her words, directed to you, does not happen with a dead master or a book. So one day there was Swami Chinmayananda. Swami Chinmayananda was abroad. There's one lady, foreign lady, who comes to him, and she says, whatever you say is there in this book. Okay, whatever you say is there in this book. Or what is the Guru teaching? What is there in the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita? What is there in the Shastras? Whatever you say is there in the book. Why do I need a Guru? Swami Chinmayananda laughs and he tells, you please go ask the book. Okay, the book doesn't answer questions. Okay, the internet is there. Whatever question you ask, how to get enlightened, you give 10 links, how to get enlightened. Not a single person has got enlightened. Okay, but billions of people have got the delusion that they're enlightened. One more delusion. Okay, so the significance of the living enlightened master is the crystal clear clarity which they communicate. And in that communication, there is a punch, there is a death blow. It's called a death blow, knockout punch. That crystal clear clarity that you are Brahman. That's what happens to Arjuna on the battlefield. Krishna brings that force. Okay, Krishna is not even, earlier he's his friend. But the moment he becomes his Guru, Arjuna says, you are my Guru. That force comes with Krishna's words and it becomes Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna transforms. Okay, just ordinary words can awaken people. So many years ago, when India was and Bharata was under the rule of British, the entire country was broken. People were there was no communication possible between them. They were all isolated parts, and the other one person doesn't know what's happening in the other part. Now all of them have to work together for the freedom. How can this happen? At that time, there's no internet. You can't put some message out to everybody to collectively come. You know what they did? To unite the country, they used two words. Vande Mataram. That's all. Vande Mataram. And everybody in the country started saying Vande Mataram. So it doesn't matter where you are. You are aligned to one thought. What is that one thought? Vande Mataram. And that Vande Mataram became a big force to fight against the British. Now that is the power of a highly inspired mind. Now imagine an enlightened mind. When the Sadguru speaks, it is Bhagavan speaking. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. When the Guru speaks, it comes with a force. Okay, this is the way Vande Mataram came and united the whole country. When the Guru speaks, Tattvamasi, you are that. You are Brahman. You are not what you think you are. That has the purest love, compassion, clarity, and power. And that is why till today we hold the Guru as the highest. There is no more deity or God beyond Guru. Guru Govind Khade San mein kisko jhukhaye sir. Bhagavan and Guru are standing in front of me. Who do I bow down to first? Obviously, I bow down to the Guru because he is Bhagavan in the living form. So Tripura Rahasya emphasizes in the beginning the significance of the Guru Parampara tradition. Without the Guru, so much to say that without a Sadguru, a living enlightened master, there is no hope. Okay. Now, after you've got a living enlightened master, there is no hopelessness. The getting the enlightened master becomes the beginning and also end of the journey, because the Sadguru doesn't create another journey for you. You've already completed many journeys, billions of years of journeys. Okay, billions of years, all life forms, so many journeys. Now it's time to end all journeys. So if you come to a point where you meet a Sadguru, that means your journey has come to an end. Okay. From the point of Sadguru, the leap is to Parabrahma. There is no more. Sadguru is the living enlightened master, is the last physical reference for you in creation. After that is Nirvikalpa, beyond form. Okay, any doubts? Now, how does this Guru work? So, for Dattatreya, he's told him you have to do Srividya Upasana to prepare him, because he's not yet ready for Atmagnana. He's clearly needs some preparation. He's prepared now. As Parashurama goes, he prepares and he comes back to Dattatreya, telling that I have done whatever you have told. I have done this for 12 years diligently, and I have not found peace. Okay, please teach me now. But I have understood certain things. The first chapter consists of what Dattatreya understood after 12 years of doing Upasana. Sorry, what Parashurama understood after doing 12 years of Upasana. So first he comes and tells Parashurama, he comes and meets his Guru. He tells, he bows down to the Guru. First thing he tells is, I have killed so many people. I've lived all this life. I have done Upasana. I have done Devi Upasana, but I don't understand anything about this Maya. I don't understand. I cannot make head or tail of this creation. Why is it there? How is it there? For what purpose? Okay. Why are people suffering? What is my place? Who am I? He doesn't understand. He says, none of this I'm able to understand. So please teach me. And he has made many, many observations in his Upasana, because of the Antra Upasana. He's got many insights into life. He's got insights into life that people are crazy. Okay? People are mad. They go on, including me. He says, including me. Because I have also still not found the peace. He's understood that all of us are trying only to find peace. The deepest craving that we have is for peace. But without knowing that, we go on getting involved in actions, endless action. Okay? Action after action after action after action. Nothing stops. Our planning never ends. Before the next one task is done, the next task is ready. So there's no time, the mind is still. Even if the body is still, the mind is preparing the next action. What to do next? If I've got something, I need more. So there's a beautiful story that Osho says. There's an emperor going in the desert. He's traveling through the desert because he's to go to the other kingdom. He's a young, he's just become king. He sees a man in the desert, a very poor man. He's searching in the sand, searching for something in the sand. Then he asks the person who is carrying his, what is that called? Palaki. His, the thing that they sit in. What is that person doing? Then the slave tells that person, he's a very poor man. He doesn't have any money. He's a beggar. He's searching for something that he can exchange for money or food. Something he'll get. Then the emperor asks, does he ever get anything in this desert? Apart from sand, is there anything? Then the slave tells, no. Very, very rare. Many, I think in his whole lifetime, he might find something. That will be useless. Some shoe or something he might find. So the emperor becomes compassionate. And he has a ring. One ring. He has many rings in all the fingers. He takes out one ring. He drops it in the stand and he goes. They go. Then that one ring is so valuable that poor man doesn't need to work. His next generation, his 5 generations don't need to work. They have so much money in that one ring. So he comes assuming that now he's returning back to his kingdom in the same path. But this man is again there searching the next day or after a few days when they come back. And the emperor is surprised. He was wondering that, okay, now that I have dropped the ring, he should have found it. And he should have stopped this. Why is he again working in the hot sun? It's in the desert. There's no shade. There's no break. There's no water. Okay. Then he sends his slave to ask him, did he find the ring? If he didn't find the ring, the emperor is willing to give him another ring. The slave comes back and tells the emperor that he found the ring. Then if he found the ring, why is he still searching the desert? Searching in the sand? The poor man tells, he tells the slave, he doesn't talk to the king. He tells the slave, "Arey idiot, imagine I found a ring that is enough for my 5 generations. Then what kind of treasures are there in this desert? I will never ever stop searching. If I can find a ring today, tomorrow I can find something else. Day after I can find something else. Okay? I can go on finding and I can become the emperor of the world." Such is the state of all human beings. Nothing that you get brings you peace. The moment you get this much, that becomes small. The moment you get a job, your neighbor's salary is bigger than yours. The moment you get a house, your relative's house is bigger than yours. Okay? The moment you get married, all the women are more beautiful than your wife, except your wife or husband. Okay? The moment you have a child, Sharma ji ka ladka is more intelligent. Okay? The moment you get a master, somebody else's master is more better. People will go to that extent also. People find a guru. Oh, that person's guru. They go to guru. Somebody come to my guru. He told, okay, what kind of a guru are you? Because I have heard Swami Vivekananda's, when he met his guru, Ramakrishna just touched him and Vivekananda awakened. Can you touch me and make me awaken? Okay. So the moment you get anything, it becomes worthless. Your mind goes to the next. The mind always goes to the next. This is what, and this is not what I'm saying, it's what Parashurama is trying to explain. He's trying to explain that nobody is free from action. And what kind of action? Action is not the bondage. This tendency to continuously, what should I do next? What should I do next? A restless sense to do action to find peace. Okay? But there's no peace in the world. The world is like a desert. All efforts put in the world is like the effort of that beggar trying to find something. Even if you find something, it is made up of mud, made up of sand. Okay? From time immemorial, from the beginning of creation, whatever man, woman have walked on the earth, they have tried to search in this desert and they have found nothing but sand. Okay, nothing is there apart from sand. That's why they built the pyramids and went. Okay, beautiful in the desert to show that nothing is there. Only sand is left. Okay, all the great the most glorious people who were on top of the world found nothing but sand. Nothing is left. Same thing happened in the case of Alexander. It is told in the story of Alexander, he is not able to conquer the world. When he comes to India, he becomes sick. Now he is going back. When he's going back, he has three requests for his people. My first request is, when I die, my doctors should carry my coffin. Okay. My second request is, all the things that we have looted, the gold, you have to throw that on the streets as we go. And my third request is, when you bury me, you have to put my hands outside like this. And you have to write, "Here lies Alexander the Great, the man who conquered the world, but is empty-handed." Okay, nothing is able to get. So it's like a mirage. You're trying to chase a mirage. It's not there. And why the doctors have to carry his dead body? Because no doctor can save you from death. And why you have to throw away all this that you have earned? Because all wealth is useless, could not give him peace. And not only this, he also recollects at the time of death his master. Alexander has two masters. One was Aristotle, who told him to go and conquer the world, and the other was Diogenes. Okay, Diogenes was another person that he met, who told him, "Don't go to conquer the world. You conquer yourself. Okay, find the peace within." But he didn't listen to Diogenes. But at the time of death, he remembers Diogenes, and he tells that, "I should have listened to my master." So this is the state of the world. Parashurama says, nobody is free from, everybody is stuck in this, including me. I have done all of this Upasana. For 12 years, diligently I did it. Still, I am not peaceful. Okay? So please, tell me more. What is the secret? Tell me the secret of peace. How can I become? Because I see that peace. Parashurama also tells, I saw that peace in Samavarta. He's able to recollect. In Samavarta, he's able to see. And I see that peace in you, Dattatreya. Can you please? I also want that. This desire is the final desire. So all of you have heard the story of Aladdin. So there's Aladdin in the desert. He finds in the cave a lamp, magic lamp. In the magic lamp, the most powerful being in the universe is there. It's called genie. But the most powerful being cries to him. Aladdin says, "Oh, you're the most powerful. You can, whatever you want, you can just create. Okay, you can make me an emperor. You can create a world. Whatever you want, you can do. You must be the most powerful. It's so amazing to be the most powerful. You can grant people wishes." Genie cries. Genie tells, "No, I might have all the power in the world to do anything, but I'm a slave of this lamp. Okay? My only desire is someday, if somebody doesn't use their wish and wishes for me to be free from the lamp, only then I can get mukti." Okay? Even the genie, the greatest, is a slave of the lamp. And that is why the Sadguru is called master. He has now become the master, an awakened, enlightened master. He's now become free from all desires. There is no longer a trace of any desire in him. He's become pure consciousness. And such a master will guide you, will give you the instruction called Atma Gnana. What is the grace of the master? Atma Gnana. Nothing else. Okay. And the master has, the Tripura Rahasya also brings out the speciality of the Sadguru, that the Sadguru is not some this ordinary person who can just speak nicely. He is able to recognize who Parashurama is and what is required for him. Okay, he doesn't give him Atma Gnana until he's ready. He doesn't tell, okay, come, I'll teach you Atma Gnana. He gives him Upasana first. Okay, that is a speciality of your Sadguru. Your Sadguru will be able to recognize, okay, what is required for you, and then guide you step by step. And until when? Until what? Until what stage? Dattatreya just give him, okay, go to Upasana, leave me alone. No. Until you reach Bindu, Parabrahman, you are handheld. That is the glory of the Divine Mother through the Sadguru. Okay, so it is recorded in the case of Sharda Devi, who was the wife of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. She would not give any Diksha just like that. Then somebody asks, you give Diksha to some people, you don't give Diksha to some people. Why is that? She said, giving Diksha is not just arbitrarily giving some mantra. When I give Diksha, I am taking the responsibility that I will stay with that person until that person is liberated. It is my commitment. Now, I cannot give that commitment to any random person. Okay, only somebody who is eligible, I can handhold them. And now Parashurama has come to that stage where he's seeking Atma Gnana. He's no more interested in Upasana because he's done it. He's done it for 12 years. He's seen its limitation. Still, he's not found peace. Now he's seeking Atma Gnana. And what is this Atma Gnana he's seeking? Is the teaching that you are consciousness, the secret of Tripura. So Bhagavan Dattatreya explains the secret of Tripura and expounds on how the waking, dreaming, deep sleep is what you witness, and you are none of that you can identify in any of these states. You are that consciousness which never parts from you. So what is that which never leaves you? What is that which never leaves you? The entire waking state itself leaves you. Okay? Forget about the waking body or the waking house or the waking people. The waking state itself leaves you. The dream state and the dream body and the dream identity, that also leaves you. In the deep sleep, everything has left you. Okay? What you call as you has also left you. What you go on identifying as you, right? Me. I am this, I am this person, I am this person, I am this person. That person itself has left you. Except that which cannot leave you, which is consciousness, which is awareness. And that awareness you are. And this now starts the teaching of what is that reality and why you're not able to know it. So that Bhagavan Dattatreya, step by step, through very simple stories and examples, gives the teaching, the direct teaching of Atma Gnana in the following chapters. So this is what happens this is how the Tripura Rahasya begins. Like how the Bhagavad Gita begins because of the depression of Arjuna, the confusion of Arjuna. The Tripura Rahasya begins with the depression, confusion of Parashurama. Arjuna is still, okay, Kshatriya, just a human being. But Parashurama is an avatar. Okay. Now the avatar is the disciple to the another avatar who is Dattatreya. Now you can imagine the conversation. The conversation between so yesterday was Gita Jayanti. Gita Jayanti is a celebration of dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, Bhagavan and Jiva. Here, the dialogue is between avatar and avatar. Okay, it has a grace to it, a speciality to it. Okay, so the first chapter ends with with Parashurama bowing down to Dattatreya and telling, I have used my effort, nothing has worked. Now I surrender to you. Now you please teach me. And then Bhagavad Dattatreya starts the teaching from the next chapter, which I'll take up in the next session. First chapter. Any doubts? So this is the first chapter of the Tripura Rahasya. The highlight of the first chapter is the insight of Parashurama, of what his complaint, he goes on complaining about the nature of life and world, about the limitations of karma, upasana, and the frustration of being at the dead end. I have done everything. I know everything. I understand everything, but still I don't have it. There is this frustration. Okay, I'm here. I know it, but I cannot grasp it. I cannot catch it. So it's like this. There's a very nice story. There are a few friends who invite one of their friends. One of their friends, this guy he's dull-headed. He's a fool. So they get him drunk, completely drunk, and they all start acting in front of him. They start crying. They all start crying and tell, "Oh, we have gone to your house. We met your wife today. She's become a widow." Okay, and she's crying. We are very sad that our friend has died. We went to your house, and your wife has become a widow. Now this person also starts crying in his state of intoxication. First of all, he's a fool, and now he's intoxicated. He starts crying that my wife has become a widow. My wife has become a widow. Then he is walking to his house. Somebody asks him, why are you crying? He tells, my wife has become a widow. And these people, it's complete nonsense. You're alive. How can she be a widow? If you're alive, how is she a widow? Then he says, you know what he says? No, my wife has become a widow because my friend said so. They all visited my house. They verified it. They saw my wife and she's become a widow. His own experience is he's alive, but he's completely relying on what is told by the others in his intoxication. That is exactly what is called as Maya. Maya means you are consciousness, you are deathless, is self-evident to you. Nobody has to teach you. You are there in the waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Even a child knows that. Even a child knows that I went to dream, I went to deep sleep, there was nothing there. Then I woke up. That knowledge that your consciousness is always evident. Nitya Nutana, it's always there. But every time you rely upon, no. Simply because the others refer to you as body, you start taking yourself as body. The others refer to you as some identity, you start living by that. The knowledge passed on by the other becomes more significant by the self-illuminous knowledge. The job of the master is to destroy that ajnana. The master cannot give Atmagnana. Okay, the master cannot make you realize in that sense. That's why the master is called Guru. Guru means the master can only destroy your ignorance. Destruction of ignorance can be done. And the destruction of ignorance itself is significant enough to bring the peace and wisdom to the mind. Okay? And this is done by a step-by-step process. In Vedanta, it's done by the Vedantic Prakriyas. In Tripura Rahasya, it's done in the way of Dattatreya. Any doubts? So in the next session, we'll take up the next chapter where Bhagavan Dattatreya starts the teaching. And what does Bhagavan Dattatreya, how does Bhagavan Dattatreya communicate Atmagnana to Parashurama? So initially, the first thing that Bhagavan Dattatreya tells, just to give you a teaser of the next session, Bhagavan Dattatreya puts his complete emphasis on vichara, inquiry. Inquire into the nature. Inquire, ask, and find out what is reality. Okay, and he teaches the process of vichara, inquiry, how to inquire, how to discard what is anatma and what is atma. In the next session, we'll take up the vichara process. So consciousness is only one. There's only one consciousness. It's called Parabrahman, Paramatma, or Narayana, Shiva, Adi Parashakti. Then you see so many other forms. You have so many other deities: Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Lakshmi, Durga, Saraswati, Hanuman, avatars, Rama. So all these deities, all these are various powers of consciousness of that one Parabrahman. So you can think of Parabrahman as fire. Fire has the ability to give light. Okay, it gives light, and it also gives heat. Okay, and it's also used for cooking, and it's used for havan. It's used for so many other things. It has so many other utility values. But they're all different powers of fire or different utilities of fire. Simply because that at that point of time, that person, when he's interacting with fire, he is using that aspect of fire. Okay. Similarly, you see all these deities, different gods and goddesses, they're all different powers of the same one consciousness, one Brahman. Brahma is the creative aspect of consciousness, to signify that consciousness is infinitely creative. It's called Brahma, that's why it's called creator. And the consciousness plays the role of Vishnu. But one consciousness plays multiple roles. And in the case of Tripura Rahasya, particularly that consciousness is referred to as Tripura Devi, Adi Parashakti. Then comes a question, okay, is that different from the Brahman that is spoken in Vedanta or Shiva? Is Shiva and Shakti different? The Shiva and Shakti are referred, this one consciousness is referred to as Shiva and Shakti. So you can think about it this way. When you go to a river, there are two banks. Okay, on this side there's one bank, that side there's other bank. In between there is a river flowing. But are there two banks? When you go into the river, you see that the banks, it's only one bank. Okay? That one bank is appearing as two, Shiva and Shakti. But Shakti is Shiva, Shiva is Shakti. But in the tradition of Tripura Rahasya, it is that supreme consciousness is addressed as Tripura Devi, or the supreme goddess who is the reality of the three states. So with this, I complete the first chapter. In the next session, we'll take up the next chapter. If there are any doubts, we can discuss, or we can close the session. Let's close. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsara Saram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayaravinде Bhavam Bhavani Saitam Namami Tvameva Mata Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Okay, we'll take up the next chapter in the next session.
Thank you, Krishnaji.
Thank you, Krishnaji. Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Krishnaji.